Rumble's going to be banned straight away against Empyros, and I think just a general all-round ban as Pantheon's starting to rise in priority for our jungle list.
Varus still up and available, which may be a focus, but we'll have to see as we start to continue on through this. Gnar is still there, Aphelios still there as well, so there's still a lot of power picks that are left. Even Sion as well, as we've seen, very, very strong. What is the game plan here on both sides?
I'm glad Rumble's gone, though. I will say I do not like Canna's Rumble, or at least I didn't like yesterday Canna's Rumble.
I was going to say, in general, Canna's Rumble's pretty damn good.
No, it's actually not bad. Yeah, I thought about that and I was like, no, it's just, what do you call it? Not hindsight, Harry.
Oh, yeah.
It's...
What, game one, Andy?
No, you know what I'm saying. It was so recent. Recency bias.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
There we go. Walked to it myself. No, you're right. His Rumble's actually really good. I thought about it over last year.
Varus is open.
It is open. Okay.
Yeah. I heard you, crowd.
That
very
fan
excited about
really
that.
likes Varus. Oh my god. Please lock it in just for him. Otherwise,
I love it because, like, this is the question. When Varus is left open, you can kind of see the mod like, hang on.
Yeah.
Why? what is happening? What are they doing?
You're really confident in Jhin? Like, is this a mistake from KC? Because Varus is undoubtedly going to be locked in. There we go. Right? Strong pick. Not a bad win-loss record. 66% in the LEC. KC obviously have a higher tier list, which seems to start with Orianna.
Yeah, the Orianna, then... Okay, there's the Jhin answer, so...
Range.
They're basically saying, hey, look, if you take whatever jungler you take here, we're going to try and counter it here for Yike. Comfortable with the Orianna. Very few matchups that she kind of does pretty poor into. Unless you want to try and bring out something a little funky for Vladi, like, but I don't really see you going for things like the Odoamne or the Akali or anything like that.
Well, I want to know what you... I want to go deeper into the funk. If you think something funky for Vladi. So far, yeah, we've only got kind of the boring pick from him in this split. He's played a lot of Talia, Azir, and an Ori game in the mix there as well. This time he's going to throw the Ryze in there. So pretty standardized so far. As Ryze with Jayce jungle. Now, there was a question before about how Jayce jungle is kind of going in the LEC. It's not too bad.
It does mean, though, which I think is why the Jayce was left open, you've now got Orianna Malphite you could potentially go for. Now, obviously, we've seen... the Mundo Orianna coming through from Los Ratones, right?
Yeah, making it their thing.
Honestly, I think you just go Malphite. Like, this has been a pretty standard counter to Jayce jungle. We saw it earlier how strong it could be.
Huh.
But looks like maybe the Mundo going to be it. Okay.
Yeah, I guess against Varus, they're just like, oh, we can mitigate with R, but also we can run at this comp.
Like, as Mundo, I don't really feel like I want to just run into all this poke, right? Varus, Jayce do a lot of it. You're also just running into like Ryze queues and stuff, so I don't fully think it. Like, I just would have preferred the Malphite in this situation. It gives you great engage, it's a good matchup, good clear. I think it could have done a lot, but we'll have to see if it actually can pay off.
You're right to be skeptical on it. Engage tools being taken off by KC though. Nautilus makes a lot of sense. I feel like Alistar for Lospa is a must-go, with Bard getting taken off the board as well.
But I don't even know if you need really to go for engage here for Fnatic. Like, honestly, I think taking something like a Braum could actually be fine
a good point.
For Lospa. You can just fish with the Chains of Corruption as your engage tool. And you don't... Then it just nullifies a real engage, which is what Busio kind of needs in this situation for KC. Like, even if Busio goes back towards something like the Leona and these kind of things, I think the Braum still does pretty well there for you.
Maybe KC are thinking, well, we could take the Braum ourselves versus Jayce, Ryze, Varus. And there goes Nico as well, so it's a bit of a follow-up.
It does mean, though, kind of has to play an engage tool on that top side. Because if you're just using Jhin as your only engage, you're in a bit of a difficult spot. So the Alistar are going to be taken. But honestly, I'm not terribly surprised if Fnatic are just like, yeah, we go Braum, and we got a decent matchup into the support role, and then Empyros just ends up taking Cassante or something along these lines, and you got a decent range that you can now play with. And then you're able to still fish for engage tools with maybe a flash engage from the Rune Prison or the Chains of Corruption.
You called it. Braum locked in. Really nice work, Dagda. That was... It just makes so much sense. Like, with this comp, it seems like a slam dunk from Fnatic so far. You talked about what Empyros can pull out here. There's Sion, there's Cassante, there's bodies in the way with the Braum. With all that poke and setup.
And nobody to kill this Sion.
Yeah.
Like, Orianna and Jhin are not going to get through the Sion.
Slowly. 6, 7 item Jhin. into a Cassante. I mean, same thing, right? Same problem. Who is going to kill this guy?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the game plan is here. Yeah, I mean, maybe Canna, honestly,
Do it.
Just said it, you need something to kill them.
Do it.
But it's so short range. Like, again, Vayne trying to run into this comp is going to just have a bad time.
I wish, yeah. Compositionally, I guess it doesn't make sense. Nah, a range matchup that I guess is sort of an 80 carry. Has some conditional setup as well with the Orianna that you talked about with the Mundo combo. So there are tools to get the fight started for KC that has a bit of range, Dagda, but the stopping power of Fnatic is obviously concern number one.
Yeah, and like, obviously Mundo has the passive. He can get rid of one thing, right?
Yeah.
But when you've got to walk through Braum slows and chains of corruptions and even knockbacks from the Jayce, this Mundo just struggles. You're going to be heavily reliant on flash engages from Canna and specifically Busio. The only way I really see this going well for KC is them getting heavy control in the early stages. Absolutely running away with it. And being able to set up on objectives where they can actually fish for picks or come in from creative angles. But if Fnatic can just play it slow, play for poke and be patient, it just feels like a very easy way to close out this game.
Yeah, they need to be super five-head with this. I couldn't agree more. It feels like for Fnatic, this is a very high-level composition, but if they pull this off, then they're going to look like absolute geniuses. Maybe with what KC drafted, it becomes a little bit easier to play, but regardless, very interesting drafts to run us into KC versus Fnatic. A matchup that is going to decide a 5th win for Fnatic or a 6th for KC. KC to propel themselves up to the top of the standings. We're saying right now this could be our best team. Prove it. Fnatic are a beast not to be undermined,
underestimated, questioned.
Definitely not forgotten with their new roster. Welcome back to the LEC Versus. Fnatic fans are surprisingly today louder than the KC fans. The KC fans didn't get tickets today, I guess.
Yeah, outnumbered.
A small portion of them. But the Fnatic fans, they got the tickets. So I don't know what happened. But guys, if you want to get your tickets for LEC, you got to buy it a bit earlier.
Still, I'm just very surprised that KC didn't end up taking the Malphite. Like, kind of to come back to the point again, if I'm now teams, I'm kind of like, oh, well, KC don't feel comfortable in this. And it's something that has been a discussion for Yike as well, is how comfortable is he? Because we see the buy an awful lot of times. And when he is the engage tool, it hasn't been the best of times for KC, or even for G2 back when Yike was on that squad either. So if it's the Malphite and that kind of being that main engage is an issue for Yike, suddenly Jayce becomes a significantly stronger pick against these teams.
Online going okay for now. Lospa just got a small trade-off. Caliste gets 4-shot naturally, and Busio does what an Alistar does at level 1. They're going to back off for now. But things are going to be pretty stable the first couple of levels. Mid is the most volatile. As quick side note that KC got level 2 first, so Fnatic pay respect. Jungle path is important though. 3 camp clear here for Razork on the bot side, while Yike is full clearing from top to bottom for now. So opposite sides of the rift. Maybe give an option to Yike with the wave resetting, see if they can get Upset and Lospa down early, which I think is important, Dagda, when, you know, we did talk about the role that Upset will have in this comp with Lospa being such a good facilitator.
Yeah, and also for this matchup as well, because Fnatic have gone through a little bit of a change. Fnatic aren't playing as heavily around this bottom side of the map. When you look at the jungle proximity, it's not all about that bottom side anymore. It's much more about, hey, we want to try and play around mid, we want to try and play around Vladi, and Upset has kind of been left with Lospa to their own devices a significant amount more. And even in that case, I mean, Lospa has the highest bot side percentage in the league. Like, he is always in this lane next to Upset. And I think when you're playing up against Jhin and Alistar and your Braum, that's a good place to be.
I agree. I think especially with the new bot lane as well, like putting your eggs in the Upset basket. I was going to say, oh, I feel like Mickey did it, but I also feel like Mickey is like one of the biggest roamers in the league, so definitely not last year. But Upset and Mickey were the best bot lane of winter. We all agreed on that, and on broadcast we said that quite handedly.
Yeah, it was between them and Supernova.
It was, yeah, but it did feel like Upset and Mickey were willing to send it, and the KDA rumors around Upset were widely overemphasized.
Big time, yeah.
Now, look, this early game has been a little bit slow. So in the meantime, we'll give you some cool stats as to what the head-to-head is between Fnatic and KC since they've been in the league. Empyros is fine here, don't worry about it. Canna's just getting a good trade. But
and also, like, these stats are going to be a little skewed. Like, if you remember the first time the KC entered, wasn't exactly the best.
It was the strongest
for
team
KC, yeah.
It
was more last year, you know, where they really ticked up a pace. And, you know, this time last year when we were in winter, it was KC winning that winter split, right? So I think that's where it was kind of such a shock when we got towards summer that it was Fnatic who were able to take the win in their summer playoffs. And honestly, I think KC just shocked is the word, that the fact that they weren't able to take down Fnatic, the performance that came out from Fnatic. We'll have to see now as we move in with both these new rosters what can be done.
Crazy time. Deadly Flourish not going to connect here. Fnatic using the range of Razork that doesn't connect. Caliste once again spamming the same emote. Isn't it crazy to you when you think about time that KC joined the league 3 years ago now, 2024?
We're at the start of 26, you know, it's like...
Yeah, I know it's at the start, but...
A little bit.
But 2024 was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
We're not going through this, man.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just having one of those aware moments where you realize you're 30 and you're just like, oh my God, where did the time go? You know what I mean? You think about that a lot?
No, because I'm not 30.
I think about the problem is my league performance goes down because I get in the game and, you know, I just think about it in the middle of the game. And I think, why am I still platinum? It's been 13 years.
We're in the LPL, you were gold, right? So it is an improvement.
I improved, last year getting to Emerald was upset. Trample on him, but Lospa once again in the way. Really good concussive blows, and the damage that follows up on Busio is upset. Ghosted to get in range. Now Yike spotted an award, so Fnatic's bot lane is going to pay respect, but Yike can't really get much more done. Caliste is just trying to shepherd the wave in, so it crashes.
Yeah, I think the game plan here was to try and play for that bottom scuttle. And Kyeahoo using that, Busio investing a lot to try and make the play happen, but you managed to get the clear on the bottom half of the map, it feel like here, and should be able to contest with Vladi a little low, but the fight for the crab is happening.
Razork, how does he find the trade? But now Yike is squishy enough as a Mundo because doesn't have anything outside of a Giant's belt. Razork, though, backing away with the Fnatic bottom lane as KC hold the control over the scuttle and top side of the river. And especially with Kyeahoo walking in, they just didn't want to take the fight. Dragon maybe started here for Yike as he pulls it out.
It will be spotted. You can see the pings going down from Fnatic. So they know that that's happening, but there's little you can do, right? Razork still has to finish off this camp and then try and make the play. You've got push on bot side. So unless Razork can push Yike away and use the fact Upset went for his reset and has that advantage, that could maybe work. But Yike, not to be dissuaded, is bringing in KC.
Yeah, who doesn't have mana though? Vladi's coming in with no health bar. What's worse? Nuke to the ground. Dragon as well. Fnatic were indecisive.
But there was no need for Fnatic to contest. Upset and reset. They had already moved off of that map state. They just needed to give it to KC. Take the loss. Our first Dragon isn't the end of the world. But giving across these early kills and control to KC is.
Disrespect to the fact that Busio could just slap the trigger, find the engage. First blood over to Caliste. And it's a nice kill to have when we were talking about like how a KC going to approach this poke comp. Find yourself a lead, that's the answer. Kyeahoo trying to get the push out here with Busio so you can get the reset. Both mid laners have no mana, so they're using supports really to leverage their timing. Both of them will now go back and teleport for one. Realm Warp in case for Vladi, but he also has home guards. The beauty of Ryze, I guess, is you don't have to use Realm Warp defensively as much anymore. And you can get away with taking Ghost in the mid lane.
It's also because you can just use the Ghost to get back to lane if you really need to. But your push is so insane as Ryze that oftentimes you can't just walk back and not really lose out on too much CS. Like you can see now, right? Able to match the shove and then is already back despite the TP coming through from Kyeahoo. So in this sort of situation, I kind of like the Ghost, and it's the same idea from Upset, right? We talked about how effective the just keeping your distance from KC could be here for Fnatic. So having Ghost on both these carries just makes it that much more difficult for Yike to be as effective in the fights and chase down some of these members. And same when you look towards like Canna and Busio closing that gap.
Guess who's back? There he is. Busio spotted an award this time though. Lospa there to defend. Jungle Vision still gained, but a lens means Lospa will clear it out as soon as it's been put down. Razork moving into Fog of War. He did start the grubs, but I think he's pulling off now. Kyeahoo takes a shock blast to the face, but as Lospa moves up, it's all gung-ho for this top side objective. 3 versus 3 through mid first.
Yeah, KC just using the stronger lanes again to keep themselves in place. Canna pushing into that top side. Empyros is trying to move down just to get a ward to spot it if KC are actually going to start the objective. But Fnatic aren't really in positions to get that poke off in the manner that they'd want to. Caliste stepping up.
Hang on, Upset thinking about Caliste, but Caliste has Cleanse. Nicely taken into the Varus. Means ulti's not going to be thrown out. Upset instead wanted a bit of damage, which is sidestepped by this Jhin. As Fnatic use that timing to also get some deep wards up in this blue side. So nicely done as Razork, shock blast hit, flash. Vladi gets a flash out of Kyeahoo. Fnatic pulling triggers mid again.
They kind of need to get something because no camps up on the bottom side to take. No advantages found on that bottom side. So at least they get a flash burnt in mid. And maybe they can try and repeat gank to get some advantages on that mid wave. But KC, again, like, they got the advantages on the first dragon. They got the Void Grubs and didn't lose out on too much. So as long as KC are able to kind of keep this slight, I will say, snowball going, they should be in an okay spot. It's kind of what you need for KC if you're hoping to win this.
Caliste exhausted. Busio is coming in, but they're going to take it themselves. Fnatic get the cleanse out already. Busio, great defensive play. Now that he runs into the mix, though, he will be concussive blowed. Razork's coming from the wing. Burst damage immense. Upset still here, and the heal saves the cow's life. Fnatic's bottom lane are getting a bit cocky.
Yeah, I thought that Busio was going to burn the Unbreakable Will there, but doesn't actually end up using it in the end. So heal burnt, but still, I'm waiting to see what Busio can do, because that was not exactly the trade that Caliste and Busio are hoping for in this bottom side.
No, Full Summon is gone now. Flash still kept by Lospa and Upset, and Upset, of course, using the ulti. But the fact that the cleanse is gone versus that ultimate that is almost halved off the CD feels pretty nice here for the Varus. So
it also gives kind of two lanes that if you're Razork, you can now play around. Flash and cleanse gone and Caliste on the bottom side.
Oh, yeah.
You still have Flash from Lospa to try and go for, and also he swapped to the Ghost to try and go for a Flash play to set things up. And Kyeahoo has nothing.
Kyeahoo, angling's good, but Lospa flashes with the concussive blows and the Glacial Fissure. Kyeahoo will not be able to move, but the backup has arrived. KC bringing the cavalry in, the flash from Busio, saves and almost kills Razork. Yike gets over the wall to secure, and Kyeahoo somehow still alive. The curtain call will get the max range. Kyeahoo sits back and says, "Thank you, boys."
That shockwave from Kyeahoo was perfectly timed. Denies the crash down coming through from the Jayce. And everything turns back in favor of KC. That was a disaster for Fnatic.
It really was. The fact they didn't even get the Orianna after all that. He called the shockwave, which we'll see in a second, but Busio, he's always bussing for the support, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, here you can see it. The shockwave interrupts the To The Skies. That would have been enough damage to finish off Kyeahoo. And Busio also headbutting Vladi away means that Vladi can't really get involved. The flash invested from the Jayce in the hopes that that shock blast would be enough. But Kyeahoo survives. Lospa goes down. And we said we wanted KC to snowball this game. Well, they're 2K up and it's barely 12 minutes in.
That's all they're doing. Double Dragon as well. And all the lanes have gone successfully. Bot was the best for Fnatic, but even nothing found. Busio insane is damn right. I feel like this guy is just getting better and better as he assimilates into the roster. KC looking class right now as this game is snowballing in a way that's going to put this Mundo on the map. Canna's just going to take the safe path over the wall. He might be cut off here, though, but you can see Vladi was moving up without a Realm Warp. The River Lettuce is going to be picked up. That's free range, and can you get free range lettuce? Is that a thing?
No, because it doesn't range. You know, it doesn't roll.
Range.
Yeah.
You just roll the lettuce across the field.
You're free.
Yeah, go. Tastes better when it's rolled a bit, you know?
I think the word you're looking for is organic.
Organic is probably the better word for it.
Oh, Razork.
Blast Cone, inventive, but Kyeahoo sidesteps again. Fancy feet on this Korean mid laner as Canna. Also, he ulties. Empyros is just going to unstoppable it, but whatever. It's an R ulti. It comes up every 2 seconds anyway.
Yeah, it's Fnatic are still, you can see, trying to make plays, trying to capitalize on things, but KC just snuffing them out. And Razork, unfortunately, has not been having the best times on this Jayce thus far.
Yeah.
And now TP in, KC feeling a little bit more aggressive and wanting to take some of this camps away.
Yike has got Heartsteel, and him being in the business means he can stack up a little bit more. He's got some paperwork to deliver to Razork, and Razork will just walk out of the way, but he has to give over the data and the blue buff. The biggest thing is Dagda, Yike is running the jungle, and he's just not getting out. Like, there's a level lead for this Mundo, and he's just so annoying. Canna's Mega coming in. Busio, once again, is sacrificing levels. I mean, he's still level 6, sure, and so is Lospa, but he's just always moving.
But it's a nice invade, so because...
Upset.
Upset.
Shockwave brought in. Kyeahoo, nice setup. Busio threatens and gets the flash out of Upset.
And that was just sheer aura. Busio didn't have flash. Yeah. He just faked it. He completely bluffed, and Fnatic fell for it.
Yep.
So you get the invade on top side, thanks to Canna having his position on top and the Mega Gnar available, steal away 2 camps. You now burnt Upset's flash for nothing on the mid wave, and KC are invading again.
And he's back. He's going to Hex Flash over the wall. Peekaboo! Razork caught out. A trample will seal it, and a curtain call as well. In a turret doesn't do too much, and an unbreakable will. Cal as Empyros is squishy as anything. Not dead just yet as Fnatic look for a turnabout play, but that bot turret's now exposed, and KC, this is too easy for them.
KC are running rings around Fnatic. I was concerned about whether KC could snowball this game, but they have done everything right thus far. And Fnatic, they just have to go home and lick their wounds. Like, how do you play on the map when it's your jungler and support are you scrambling to try and salvage any play everywhere?
And even Canna, look at top against Vladi. He gets the ulti, but nothing more than that. But Canna's just fine. He's found a lead the whole game over to Empyros' Cassante. And now he's in a lane against Vladi, who also found himself behind and in need of scaling against Kyeahoo in the lane. Kyeahoo got so much attention from Razork sweeping through the lane, and he's still up in CS.
For 15 minutes and there was objective bounties.
Oh dear.
It is really not going well.
Game could be cooked. Let's see. Yeah, just whacked away. The problem is there's Trinity Force on Gnar. Black Cleaver might come next. And Canna is going to shred that Cassante before he has the ability to build this Iceborne. I mean, he's probably going to have it now, right? Iceborne or...
There you go.
Yeah, okay. And so we sit there for the purple combat item. My brain's just not working as a card, so it's meant to. Don't worry, I'll find it, Dagda. It's
protein.
Yeah, the Jack Show protein shake. Yeah. Yep. So that's coming up soon. But the point is, I mean, this Gnar is just going to destroy in the 1v1. Anything positive you can say about KC? Now's the time.
Well, I think they might get the bot lane turret for Fnatic, but they might lose Lospa.
Lospa could just be dead. Glacial Fisher in the way. Boomerang Blade is going to turn into a Mega Gnar soon. Canna, he has his flash available. If Fnatic stick around, Busio might find the players who look towards top. There's a Shockwave in the picture-in-picture, and there's mid-turret going down as well. Top is now exposed with the Katana. They can't stay in lane. Charge into the fake turret where the turret just was. Caliste unfortunately misses the mark, but Herald, no, he can't get a charge. He failed the charge, so it's just going to die. Almost another plate taken.
Fnatic go for the cross map. Lospa gets caught so that they give up on the cross map, and then KC take 2 towers for the Rift Tower play. Like, this is really going poorly for Fnatic.
And now we're showing the disappointed Fnatic fans. And the LR pause watchers. I don't know, waiters. Yeah, the people in waiting. Because don't forget, last game of the day is coming up, and it's G2 versus LR. So, that's something.
I mean, that is going to be a banger.
Oh my god.
Like, the fact LR are on this 3-win streak, and I mean, G2 looking a little shaky.
I mean, I thought this would be a banger because Fnatic are expect the unexpected, and KC are unexpectedly expected.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're a Fnatic fan, you're just putting your hands in between the door and banging it closed, right? That's what it feels like right now.
Oh my god, that hurt.
Because KC are just getting to do what they want on the map.
Yep.
And, I mean, Odoamne put it very well earlier on, where from this position, KC just kind of have to like, they can just AFK. Like, you just clear waves, wait for objectives to come up. You've got massive advantages across the board. Like, 1.5k gold lead on both your jungler and your mid laner. Just play for the fight. And at this stage, Fnatic, like, their poke is pretty negligible.
Yeah. And they need a bit more time, and even then, I mean, it's going to be Elder by the time you're ready to go. Oh, sorry, maybe second Elder if we get there. 4 minutes till Chemtech Soul, minute 45 till Baron. I'm looking at Kyeahoo about to finish his Hextech Alternator into his Shadow Flame. But Dagda, all I see is success here. And KC would be the first team to get to 6 wins. 6 wins. Yeah. We don't have any lock-ins for playoffs today just because of how the first couple of matches went. But 6 wins is pretty much like, as Razork gets his blue buff, is pretty much like you're in playoffs. Yeah. It's just about where you're going to be. I would say 6 is the comfort zone, you know?
I mean, this is a Hysterics comfort zone rather than the official comfort zone.
Yeah, no, this is not official. This is not official.
Yeah. But it's like, you've got Shifters, Giant and Heretics left to play. Yep. Like, even if this doesn't officially lock you in, the Shifters and Heretics have not looked particularly worrisome. So in that place, I think you're in a decent spot. But it could actually end up being, with the Giant X game, maybe a bit of a cool battle for the towards that top of the table.
Yeah, I mean, Giant X losing to Vitality, you know, you were talking before, you're like, we have no idea what's going on.
I don't.
I mean, now that Giant X are 5-3, it's like, well, they're sitting there with Movistar Koi and I don't know. We're always kind of a bit confused in the best of ones, like who the best team is, but this feels extraordinarily more so.
Yeah, it's even just a battle for the top, because Giant X, they have KC obviously still to play, but they've got SK and then KCB as well. So that match against KC could be incredibly important, just because if you beat KC, but then they also have those 3 losses, and now you own the head-to-head.
So anything's possible.
Which means, but then MKOI own the head-to-head against Giant X. So,
look, what we're saying is we love surprise in the LEC. That's why everyone in the audience tonight.
We're big on ties.
If you look under your seat, everyone in the audience, you look under your seat, you'll find absolutely nothing because we're not going to give you anything. It's not the Oprah Winfrey show. Hey, it was 10, 20 years ago, mate.
I mean, it could still happen, you know.
There are 2 people, look, no one, gullible people. No, those 2 look. You know what? I'll put something under your seat one day. You come back in a year, I'll make an extraordinary amount of money, and maybe I'll put someone's car keys under the seat.
Can we get you to sign on that?
No. No. I did say someone's. I'll put someone else's. We're lulling about. It's a 6K gold lead. What more do you want? KC are just chilling. As you said, they're in full scale zone.
A minute and a half until
they don't have to do anything.
Yeah, just play for Soul. You've already got waves in good spots. Just continue to keep up the pressure. So, yeah, the only way this could have gone worse is if it was an Ocean Soul. So I think for Fnatic, you're kind of at least counting your blessings a little bit. But Razork, actually, Yike might have overextended a little. No, he'll be fine. He's Mundo. Yeah.
He's chilling. He doesn't get Heartsteel stacks because they're not really fighting, but
okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Braum warp. Kyeahoo caught out. Fnatic get his flash. Shockwave brings him back though. Max range ulti. Lospa gives a shutdown to Vladi. That's something, and that's the first move from Fnatic in this game.
Okay, a little something for Fnatic. And the kill going across to, to Vladi. Nice as well, because I think the only way that this game can be won by Fnatic is if all these bounties are picked up by Vladi and he can just snowball completely out of control.
So it's a big if.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like if that's like bolded and then italicized, and then you kind of put the fancy, I'm not gonna say Comic Sans, but like a fancy font on it.
Comic Sans is fancy, no?
No.
It's
our producer Arna has changed all of his fonts to Comic Sans.
Yeah,
in Slack
that
just to
some
trigger people. It's really good.
I saw it and I'm like, I don't care, it's just a font. How can a font trigger you? Unless it's wingdings. You remember wingdings from Word? That would trigger me. Also, side note, we're waiting for this dragon. Where'd that paperclip go? That thing was goated and we didn't even know it. Engaged from Busio. Hang on a minute. Prisoned up. Busio gets tagged a little bit. Now, the question is, that poke, is it enough? A little bit comes in on Caliste and Kyeahoo as Fnatic is trying to position in. Canna now with Gnar as well. All it takes is one massive ulti. He starts to zone off, and the last fight, maybe this game, maybe the first fight of this game at the same time. Empyros Canna fighting while a Shockwave finds 3. Canna sends him into the wall, and it's what you expected. But so easily done from KC.
There's an angry Yordle to your left. There's an angrier cow to your right, which means you're not looking at the Shockwave that's right in your face. KC absolutely destroy Fnatic thanks to a huge shockwave from Kyeahoo.
And now Upset's probably dead as well. His ulti's down, and Canna can just auto him to death. It's adding insult to injury, isn't it? Baron's going to go down. Mid turret and bot in the same vein. This will quickly turn into 10,000 gold from KC from one big moment.
The snow may be outside, but KC does not forget summer. They want to punish Fnatic. They want to embarrass Fnatic. And honestly, this has been so clean, so well executed.
Yeah. This is our cleanest game of the split, I think. Like, we have had a bit of topsy-turvy whoopsies. There you go, the Mundo shockwave.
Yeah, same combo. Perfectly executed. Yike with the flash in. And it's just, it's over. Like, Canna was already in position. Busio was already in position.
It's unplayable, yes.
It's unplayable. Kyeahoo is one of the most expressive players I've ever come across.
I just realized our behind-the-scene notes have been changed to Comic Sans.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, it doesn't trigger me. It's okay. I feel like, just on the back note of Kyeahoo, like, I mean, this guy's very skillful, and it's interesting to see what will become of him in our league, but what a personality.
Yeah.
Some of the noises he makes, sometimes in question, but to be fair, Humanoid and Kazi, it is good that those three players are not on the same team, because then we'd have a real problem. But hey, I'll be honest, personality's great, the play is great, and it's just clean all around. As we're doing, we're glazing KC for a good reason, and it's now approaching 10,000 gold.
And it's starting to feel like the KC that was promised, right? Start of the year. Oh, hang on.
Good engage. Busio brings in the shockwave for two. The engage under turret is unbreakable willed, so he's taking no damage to the Mundo there as well. Yike cares not. Canna ultis to get the flush out of Razork. Running for the hills is Fnatic. The curtain call is going to layer on top of them all, and Lospa hit from afar. Lucky to be alive. Fnatic, that was their big defense, but KC still have more Baron to play with.
Still alive, but they're barely breathing. The damage that KC are doing may not have gotten the turret, but it feels like it won't be long until that one goes next. You got 3 minutes until Elder. So again, just kind of sit back for KC. They can't really do much more with the rest of this Baron buff. We'll wait for those two objectives to spawn. Force fights from Fnatic. And again, like you already heard Razork, like it's unplayable.
It's been unplayable all game. There's not much more to say than just wait for Fnatic to find the pick of a century, or KC will end it in this next push, maybe under 30 minutes, which we don't see as much in the LEC. And Caliste, using all that Genomite stacked up on the turret, he's going to take it down. And with another quick push, KC, all they have to do is try and break another inhib. That was Chains? Was that Chains off our screen? I'm not sure. Upset, the ult is still there. I think it was Razork on the wing. But regardless,
I am just a little sad that Vladi did get a kill on Kyeahoo, because this would actually just be a perfect game.
It actually would have been a perfect game. No grubs.
So far, anyway.
No turrets. No dragons.
Kyeahoo, no!
Realm Warp. Kyeahoo's got a Mega Blast Cone. Realm Warp used. And see ya. You're right, it would have been a perfect game. There's no Atakan or Roses anymore, so I feel like it's more achievable.
And it's just been clean, as we said from KC. Like, there just hasn't been a chance. There's not much left. Like, this is just the slow burn. We're all in this together for the next 2 minutes.
We don't get much of these because our slow burns are like equal games.
Yeah.
Where a team doesn't know how to close or start a fight, right? And I'm not saying that happens a lot, but I feel like a lot of our games are either stomps, very close back and forth, or we get like a major throw at 6 or 7k gold.
Yeah.
That shifts the whole game, and this does not feel like one of those games.
And the thing is, I think KC are just hyper-aware that the only way they throw this is trying to overforce at a turret dive or something, right? Now, obviously your Mundo is 16. Things can happen. But in general, you don't want to try and siege against the Jayce and the Varus and the Ryze and the everything else, you know? Just take it slow, keep your waves pushed in. If maybe you can find some angles, cool.
Hello.
But just, you're giving Kyeahoo time to get to 16. He's just ticked over. Give him time to get more items and some free farm in that top side. And just wait a minute until this next dragon.
Yike's making sure, I keep hearing the phone. Yike's just making sure that Fnatic have to stretch out a little bit to get any vision here. Elder and 50. if there was a way. The caveat is going to slide in right now. If there was a way for Fnatic, this is the way. Lospa face checking. Sees nothing, but now Yike. There's a business meeting happening in the river, and KC bringing in the board. Busio's got a great angle as well. Ward behind the pit. Fnatic grouped up for now as 5 in the bottom side of this river, but Caliste is like, whatever, I don't even have to be there. Canna's going to go Mega Gnar. I have a feeling that KC could either 4v5 or 3v5 this.
Yeah.
And Caliste might just end the game. Realm Warp behind Yike. There's the Mundo. They get the passive off him. Can't recover it. Mid is ending. Caliste is ending. Fnatic, there's 5 members not committing to the back. Caliste is just going to end the game. Double TP. One interrupted. Shockwave from Kyeahoo in the end. He flashes over the wall.
He killed Razork with that shockwave.
Out and he got the kill. You're right. Empyros gets his TP down. Here comes another one. I think KC are kind of just playing with their food. It's like they're at the butcher. They don't know what cut of meat to get.
Vladi.
No, he's not going to one-shot. The shield comes down from Vladi, but yeah. Here comes Curtain Call. The ult from Lospa doesn't even reach the Jhin. Elder goes down. And KC, this has to be our cleanest game of the LEC Versus so far. Absolute domination. And it's not against the bottom team, it's against Fnatic. Karmine Corp going to be our top team. Our top team at the end of week 3. Only time will tell for the rest of today and Monday. But a top team nevertheless, as the Nexus will fall. And Fnatic got absolutely obliterated.
One death away from a perfect game. And KC standing there like it's business as usual.